Hey guys, what's up? It's Jeremy from Weld Tec Designs, and we're gonna have some fun today. I want to show you a van that is near and dear to me, and that's actually this 2009 Ford E350 that I'm driving. And you may ask, well, why is that so cool? Well, this is my daily driver van. This is the van that I'm hauling kids around in every day. I'm driving it to work. And I really enjoy driving it. This is the shorter of the Ford Econoline vans. This is an extended version, so I don't have the large overhang. What I really like about that is I feel that I can really maneuver it, into those tight places that I want to get to, in my everyday life. Living that dad life, living that van life. I've gone out to the desert. I love driving out in the desert. You've seen the videos of that. This is where my van completely dominates every other soccer mom or soccer van that is here in this parking lot. And why is that? Well, this is my kid's school, and this is the pickup and drop off line. Well, I'm gonna tell you that these speed bumps are no match for the suspension that is going to be on this van, and it might be a little bit overkill, for that family cruiser, everyday driver van, but hey, why not? You gotta do it. So let's talk about the suspension that's on this van. So this is going to be our Baja grocery getter kit. This is going to be a 5-inch suspension package that's on here. And what that's gonna consist of is a killer set of coil springs, some really long radius arms, and I teach you all about those all over in WTDU. Now on my van, I've upgraded to the King shocks. I originally started off with the Foxes and wanted something a little bit better. I went to that King shock, and if you really want to know how well that King shock performs, I have the video of us going out to the desert, having fun out at Superstition. So I did also add a King steering stabilizer to the front of it. It really makes a big difference on your van or your motorhome. It's worth it, and I definitely would recommend doing it. So this is all the front suspension that makes those little speed bumps just nothing. And in the rear, we've done a progressive set of springs. I'm gonna show you guys those, come on with me. So in the rear of this, it's keeping it really simple. So we do our progressive leaf springs. That's gonna give us all the lift. It's also gonna increase the amount of wheel travel that this is gonna have in the rear. You can see, we're gonna talk about the wheels and tires in just a second, but we've also added the King shocks to the rear of this, and it just works really good. Small bumps, dips, graded roads, things of that nature. It's gonna really make a big difference. Just even on these speed bumps and driveways, a lot of people tell me, well, hey, I'm not really off-roading my van, but I wanted to just drive better. And it's going to do that. You're gonna notice it just in your everyday driving, like I do here in this pickup and drop-off line, where other people are doing burnouts. I'm just dropping off my kids at school. So let's talk about the wheels and tires that we did on this. So I actually have a set of Pro Comp tires. These are a 285/70/17 tire, and this is an all-terrain tire. I went with these just to try out something different. I really like to, experiment with different tires, see what kind of wear they're gonna have and how long they last. I've had these tires on this since like 2019, so it's been a really good tire. I like it a lot so far. It's been great. The next thing that I did on this is, of course, I love running my Method race wheels, so of course I had to do that. This is a 17-inch Method, and it is going to be 8.5 inches wide, and it's got 4 3/4 back spacing, 0 offset. So if you want to run a set of wheels, I'm kind of partial. I really like these. And if you want a set of these for your vehicle, let me know. I can help you out. Let's keep going. I got more to show you guys. That is the suspension that we have on our 2009 Ford E350. And now you would think that I would have this on there so that I could completely dominate the trails or go out to the desert. I love showing you guys how I do that, but I have to be honest, and I spend more time in the parking lot pickup and drop off line. That's not all. I have something else to show you. Let's go. Well, this might be another one of my favorite spots to hang out, and that's at the softball field. Kendall plays softball and she is here a lot. And what's really nice is if I have to haul team members around or even friends, I'm able to do that in this because I'm gonna have seating for 9. I'm also gonna have more storage in the back of this as well, where her softball bag fits almost perfectly because I've added the rear spare tire to the back of this. I didn't want a spare tire hanging on the back of my van, so I decided to put it in the inside. This is all going to be mounted, and I'm gonna put links to all of these products down below. I also like it because I can hang her water bottles and things of that nature up on here. I also am gonna have a first aid kit if I need it. And that's all very accessible using these MOLLE panels for the rear. That's going to be great. What's also great is some of the other things we've done inside. Let's go. Part of being a softball dad is usually I'm hauling kids around as well. And as I open up this, you're gonna see that it doesn't have the traditional seating that you would normally see in the Econoline vans, at least a lot of the passenger vans. This is gonna have the 2 bucket seats up here in the front, and that's really nice because they do recline just a little bit, making them that much more comfortable. Now, I can't fit quite the whole softball team in here, but I can fit 7 passengers in the back and 1 up front, so we're getting really close. This is great, but let me show you another important aspect of my everyday life in my daily driven van. Being a softball dad is obviously important to me and a big part of my life, a big part of Kendall's life, but then there is another aspect of it where I get to drive this van pretty routinely because my wife's sending me out on trips. Like, yep, she's calling me right now to tell me I probably need to pick up something. I gotta get this, I'll be right back. Yes, dear.
A few moments later.
There it is, you know, get sent on my next mission, and this is where I spend an awful lot of time as well. Well, this was the easiest shopping that I ever did because my cart is full of groceries and I have to load them into my van that is magically turned around so that I can show you guys one of my favorite things about it. And that's gonna be as I go to load these groceries, I have the door hook on there. I can go ahead and hook that door hook on there. Now that door's not gonna keep swinging around and hitting me as I'm taking my groceries from the cart and loading them up. What's also really nice is as I push this out of the way, normally I have at least 3 kids with me that are fighting for positions in there as well, and what they're going to do is be using these awesome rock sliders as well in order to help get themselves in it. Now, of course, if you just want to hang out, they also make for a really nice footrest. And I think one of the next things I'm going to do is add a foot tread to these rock sliders. Now, what's really great about these sliders is it is a bolt-on weld-on slider, and it's going to allow you to have additional jacking points to lift your van if you need it. Otherwise, they're just really nice steps getting in and out of your Ford E-Series that's now lifted from Weld Tec Designs. Well, I think I'm having a little bit of deja vu here. Maybe this is an episode of Groundhog Day as I am back at Target again. However, this time I didn't forget anything, and that is not normal according to my wife. This time though, like I said, I didn't forget it, and it was actually the guy behind the camera forgot to turn the sound on. So you guys would have got this awesome part of the video, however, without me talking. Maybe you guys would have actually appreciated a little bit more. However, we're gonna talk about some of the additions that we did on the front of this outside of the suspension. And we're gonna start off with this awesome shopping cart protector. That's pretty much what this thing is. We also call this our Ford E-Series pre-runner bumper. So this is the pre-runner bumper, and why it's called that is because from the grill to the bumper, it's only about 3 inches. So if you're looking for a nice, tight, low profile bumper, this is going to be it. What's also really nice about this bumper is it's going to have additional mounts for lighting available. As you can see, we've added that 20-inch light bar behind the skid plate. and actually give it some protection too with this mesh. I think that that's a really nice feature. We've also added the D-rings on here as well, or the recovery points for the D-rings. And what's nice about that is I actually use that to flat tow my van as well, using a blue ox tow bar. And if you guys want to see more about flat towing your van or your vehicle, let me know, and maybe over at Jeremy's World 10 I can make a video on that. So let's keep going. We're moving up on this, and you can see that we've blacked out the grill, but we actually took it a step farther and we did a carbon fiber grill on there. So this is going to be a carbon fiber inlay, looks really, really nice. And then behind it, we've added another Light Force light bar. This is going to be a single row versus the bottom one is a dual row. So I'm getting now 3 rows of lighting on there, all of which you really can't see unless you look really hard on this. And then the next thing we're gonna go into is this awesome hood. So this is for the 2008 and newer vans, and that's gonna give you just the fiberglass hood. I think I need to do like a little black stripe or something on there. Again, guys, I would love to hear from you guys, and as we move around this, you're gonna notice a sad pair of headlights. And if you guys don't know, Scott Advantage Optics makes a killer set of HID headlights for the Econolines. Let's talk about the last thing on here is we're gonna have this fiberglass fender. It's gonna be 2.5 inches of flare as well as cut higher, giving that wheel more room in your wheel well. Now, another thing that's really nice, I just like the proportionate to it, but I'm gonna tell you, I did add a 1.5 inch wheel spacer to the front of this to help it be more proportionate. It's also gonna provide more stability. So there is some, method to the madness of this. That's all I got on the front of this, and I probably told you I did 1.5 inch wheel spacers in the back. If I didn't, I'm telling you guys again. I guess I get to go into Target and pretend like Designs. This is pretty awesome, but all of this is making me quite thirsty. I think it's time for a Red Bull. All this driving around has definitely made me thirsty, but you know who else is thirsty? Is this Ford van. And I will tell you, with a 5.4 liter gas engine, it doesn't get the greatest gas mileage, and of course it probably doesn't help it that it's on 33-inch tires. So with frequent visits to get gas, that may be one of the downfalls of owning a Ford van like this that's lifted. Now, of course, I always say it's all about the miles per gallon, but if I'm being completely honest with you guys, I'm probably getting between 10 and 14, depending on how much highway driving I'm actually doing. I don't get to spend a lot of time on the highway, so I feel like it's always much worse than that. But right now it's time to fill it up as well as get me a drink too. And why it might not be my favorite thing is because at $4.89 a gallon here in beautiful sunny California, it usually costs them over $100 to fill this pig up. All right, so I got off easy today because it had half a tank in it. Still taking 13 gallons and almost $65. If I had to double that, you can see we're well over that $100, really getting into that $130 price. So definitely not fun filling it up, but it's definitely fun to drive the rest of the time. We're not done yet. All right, I got my sugar, so you know where we're headed next. What's always fun is getting to build these vehicles or build your vehicles and the new things that we get to develop and build as well. With all the stuff done to this, and we didn't even cover the rear bumper or maybe these really comfortable seats that I'm sitting in right now. I've also tinted the windows in this thing as well to keep it darker on the inside and keep it cooler. But I will tell you that I think that that's also important for a safety factor. I think it's really great if my wife is driving this van to not be able to see kind of who's in it and how many people are in it. But anyways, as we head back to our next destination, I want to tell you or ask you, what would you guys like to see us do on this van next? Me personally, I'd really like to add a set of gears to this and maybe even an ARB locker. I'd love to have that onboard air. Now, of course, if I'm not making all these trips to the desert, when do I actually get to use that? And it may just be on those local day trips to the beach where I'm using it to fill up a paddleboard or my kids' bicycle tires. That's still going to be important, and it's just really nice to have it on there. I mean, I would love to hear what you guys think. I think I want to add a new stereo to this, and I think I also want a brand motion camera. So as much stuff that's done to it, as I'm sitting here, I still think of even more that I would like to do. But I can't do all of that right now because I really just have to get back to work so that I can make more cool stuff for you guys. So there it is, guys. This is my daily driver. This is that 2009 Ford E350 van, and this thing is awesome. I definitely love it, and I would love to hear what is your favorite thing about this van that we've done, and what would you like to see us do to it next, because I know that I'm not done with it either. I hope that you guys found something informative in this video, so you're gonna smash that subscribe button, come back and hang out with me in future videos, as well as I look forward to talking with you guys in the comment section down below. And if I'm asking for favors, head over to Jeremy's World 10, where that's my new YouTube channel, where I'm talking more about me and the things that I do every day, maybe even with this van. So that's all I have. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'll see you guys in the next video.